What's up, everyone? Welcome to Lowered Expectations. Thanks for lowering your expectations and hanging out with me here. I do appreciate it. Most of you who watch my channel do so because of the diesel heater content, but for the other half of the year, I am a small engine mechanic who runs his own business, and I drive around people's houses and fix their lawnmowers. I decided to throw together a video for you guys. Just so happens the weather on this particular day was pretty nasty. I probably should have waited until later in the year and chose a nicer day to do this, but I didn't. So yeah, this is what you get. If you guys want to stick around to the end of the video, I will talk a little bit about what's going on here. As some of you know, as some of you will know, Megan and I got separated. She has actually moved into her new place, and Quasar is gone as well. I've been fixing up the house a little bit and yeah, getting started with my business, getting restarted with my business for this summer. And so things have been a little bit hectic around here. That's all I have to say. Let's just jump into the video and I'll see you guys at the end. It is Wednesday, May 1st. Quasar left this weekend on Saturday. And although I am upset, I'm wiping my eyes largely because of allergies and because I've been outside and it's cold. I am going to do some service calls. Today I've got 9, which is good. I've been busy. And yeah, it's quite strange coming home to an empty house. I haven't been able to do much work around the house in the last week or so because I've been very busy with work. But I'm glad that I'm staying busy. I've done about a little over 50% more service calls this year than I did by this time last year, so that's very encouraging. And yeah, I thought I'd take you guys with me on a day. It snowed quite a bit yesterday. I think I woke up to about 3 inches of snow, maybe 2 inches of snow. Anyway, yesterday went quite well. I had 6 service calls, and so I'm hoping today goes as well. I do have 2 fuel system cleans in a row. Ideally, in this kind of weather, you don't want to be doing fuel system cleans, but I did do, I think I did 3 yesterday. Maybe more. Anyway, bye, Quasar. I'm not going to go into great detail on how I actually do my stuff, but basically I do all my scheduling by email. I do no phone calls. People, I have a website. People can contact me directly through my website or send me emails. Most people contact me through the website and it goes to my email address. And then I schedule with people. I put them into Google Calendar. I'm not going to show you that because it has people's personal information. But the gentleman's house that we're going to first is Peter. And he needs a tune-up and there's a engine speed issue. So I tap on my Google Calendar, tap on his address, it opens maps, and from there I can get to his house, and it says it's going to take 21 minutes. I've just arrived at my first service call. I opened up maps, copied the customer information. Now I'm opening QuickBooks, and I'm going to put the customer in QuickBooks because I've never been to this customer's house before. So I'm going to set them up before I even go knock on the door, and that way I'm not panicking to get it done when I'm leaving. I try to do this for every service call. If the service call doesn't go terribly well, sometimes I'm in a rush to get to my next one, and anyway, either way, I don't know what I'm saying anymore, but I'm going to go ring the doorbell. And a lot of people want me to work in their garage. I prefer just to work outside because I'm close to my tools and it's much quicker. turned into a little bit of a nightmare. I guess not really a nightmare, but it turned into a situation. It is now 10:41 and I'm gonna have to rush a little bit. So what happened is the guy tried to adjust the governor himself and he over tightened the governor arm and crushed it, and basically because of that it wouldn't tighten when I did the adjustment. So I adjusted the position of the governor arm on the governor shaft, but it wouldn't actually pinch the shaft. So I had it set right, and then all of a sudden the engine RPM would skyrocket and just go nuts. And it took me 2 attempts before I figured out what happened. I ended up taking my grinder with a cut disc and cutting the slit a little bit bigger, got that set up, and now we are sending him an invoice. I'm just gonna call it a tune-up. I'm sure that he'll appreciate not getting charged the extra cost. Turn the credit card payment off because that cost me a bunch of money. And now we are going to head to the next one, which hopefully isn't too far. Tune-up on a Honda. Let's see, make sure this is the right one. This was Peter. We're going to Merv's house. And oh, hopefully this isn't too far. 15 minutes. Okay, so we're gonna be right on time, it looks like. I just arrived at service call number 2. Another house that I've never been to. Let's see, enter them into QuickBooks. New customer. This is an actual Honda HR 216. It says tune-up, so hopefully it really is just a tune-up. That would be awesome. A lot of people say tune-up, and what they mean is fix whatever's wrong. Oil pours pretty slowly in these temperatures. I better not use my glove to do this. I don't want my glove to be wet. Service call number 3, I believe. I think this was one of the first ones that I booked of the year, and they ended up wanting a later date because the weather wasn't very nice at the time, and it's snowing out today. Alright, so Sheila. Alright, this one is a no start, which is always fun on a day when it's snowing. Okay, let's go see if Sheila is home. Let's see, I need help to fix my Honda gas mower. I've tried everything can think of, won't start. Can you please help? That service call is done. Turned out to need a fuel system clean and a tune-up. It's quite common. People will need a fuel system clean. Whoa, 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 Joel. What did I add? Okay, That service call was a tune-up and a fuel system clean, a Toro lawnmower with a Honda engine. And quite commonly what happens is people need a fuel system clean. They go online and they look for answers, and for some reason people say that you should check your oil. I've got news for you. If your engine isn't starting because it's got low oil, putting oil in it is not the answer. Getting a new lawnmower is the answer. So yeah, people always overfill their lawnmowers with oil, and then I need to do a fuel system clean and a tune-up because you get oil all over the air filter, spark plug, and well, there's too much oil, so it needs to be drained out. So anyway, that's what I did, tune-up and a fuel system clean. I'm now on to my next one, and I am behind schedule because, yeah, this one took a little bit. Silver Springs. I am now 12 minutes. Okay, so I'm not behind schedule, but I'm not getting ahead. All right, we are at another customer's house with a lawnmower that will not start. And we'll see what it is. It's almost always a fuel system issue. It'd be nice if it wasn't on a day like today, but we've already done what, 2? All right, let's go do this. I ended up installing the deflector on my heater. Don't know if you guys can see it. Yeah, right here. So the vent, whatever you want to call it, I ended up installing it. I just had it off before so the heat would blow up my windshield. I put it back on so I can direct the heat at my gloves so that they will dry out. So I've got a bunch of gloves, but I don't want to go through every set today. So I'm going to wear one pair while the other pair is getting dried. I'll actually leave these here as well while I go talk to the customer. And then we'll see if we can sort this more out. Well, that was another fuel system clean and tune-up. I had tuned this gentleman's lawnmower up years ago. He doesn't remember me. He seems to have some issues with memory or brain function a little bit. So I didn't, tried not to have any real deep conversations with him, but fuel system clean. Oh, and his cable was broken. So his cable had rusted and broken. So I said I would only charge him for $160. So we did a fuel system clean, fuel system cleaning, add 160.01, and I will do cable, but I won't charge him for it, just so he knows. And now on to my next one. Oh, I am behind schedule or ahead of schedule. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm behind schedule. Yeah, I'm supposed to be at my next house in 6 minutes, and it is 12 minutes away. I never get behind schedule. I guess when it rains, it makes a big difference. Snows. Yeah. I very rarely get behind schedule, but I guess on a day like today, when I've done tune-up, fuel system clean, tune-up, fuel system, I just haven't had any real easy ones. This one is a repeat customer and just a tune-up, I believe. So, hopefully it goes quickly and I get back on schedule. I'm 8 minutes behind. It is 2:08 p.m. So let's see if we can catch up. see if we are back on schedule. Save this. Send an invoice. Turn a credit card payment off. If he asks me for it, then I'll send him, but he's been sending e-transfers. Okay, so then we've got 4 more. Next customer, Murray. Wait a minute, wasn't that yesterday? Nope, that's today. I'm scheduled to get there 18 minutes ahead of schedule. We'll see how this one goes. This one is going to be just a tune-up, a return customer as well, so hopefully it goes well. And I'm back on track. Alright, that service call is done. I am now on my way to another return customer. And I'm about 9 minutes away, so great news. Yeah, that one was just a basic tune-up. It had sat with some fuel in it, and yeah, not ideal. It did struggle to start, but yeah, just looking at my maps here. It sat with fuel in it and it did struggle to start. Don't know if you guys saw that on film, but didn't sound great when it first started up. I put some of my own fresh fuel in it and an additive, and it seems to be okay. So off to the next one. I've got 3 more to do, including this next one. And yeah, it's been a long day already. All right. That guy was a return customer. I didn't film any of it, but I changed the oil on his pressure washer as well. So it looks like I am 50 minutes ahead of schedule now when I show up at my next call. I've got 2 left. This is Ashley. And then the last call of the day is a tune-up, which is hopefully just a tune-up, and it's not a return customer. So let's go. Let's get this done. When you watch my videos, do you think that I'm I don't know, a social person? Do you see me as being a socialite or an extrovert? Because I am very much not so. I'm very much an introvert, and yeah, it takes a lot of effort for me to actually carry out. I don't know how to explain it, because it's not that I dislike doing it. In the moment, I like being friendly with people. I don't mind chatting with people, but it makes me feel completely, I feel drained after doing it. Today has been a long day, and a lot of it I've been out in the weather and traveling around. You know, there's a lot of, I have to keep my wits about me and make sure that I don't forget to put oil in something or don't forget to tighten something. But I feel like the conversation that I have with people at the end of my service call takes way more of a toll on me than the actual being out in the cold and the actual physical work. I am driving behind a minivan right now that keeps jabbing their brakes, and that is taking quite a bit of strain on me. I just want to ram this guy off the road. But yeah, it's about as taxing as having a conversation. Okay, this service call was booked for 5 p.m. and it is now 12 minutes after 4 after sitting here and doing my QuickBooks thing. So let's see if Ashley is home. This blade is shut. I had forgotten in the email that she told me to replace the blade. Oopsie. Oil, filter, spark plug, blade. Okay, I just arrived at what is supposed to be my last service call of the day. I am ahead of schedule by an hour and 15 minutes. So let's hope that they're actually home. I've not done work for this customer as far as I know. So let's get them entered into QuickBooks. They are set up in QuickBooks. I'm gonna go bang on the door and see if they're home. tried saving the guy some money and just shortening his rope, but it's a little too short now, so I'm gonna have to replace it. Let's see. This end should go in here easy enough. Nice double loop nut. And now hopefully this goes back in here without too much struggle. Oh. Oh my goodness. That just fell in. It's just a little bit too short. Okay, let's put this back on. I just got home, and now that I'm home, I need to get all the garbage and stuff out of my truck, replenish my supplies. So I actually use my garbage to keep track of my inventory. Anything that I use, if I replace a spark plug, I put the old one in the garbage. Air filters, blades, whatever goes in the can. And then when I get home, I empty my trash and I look to see what I've used. And so now I'm just going to refill my oil containers. I always carry enough oil with me basically to do about 2 days service, just in case I forget or I get stuck out there doing a whole bunch more services than I thought I was going to do. So anyway, not terribly exciting. It is still snowing, or it's kind of like a wet snow. So I'm going to do this off camera because I don't think anybody's terribly interested in watching me refill oil containers. I buy oil in bulk and I refill the small containers because it's a lot easier to. Most lawnmowers use either 500 milliliters or 600 milliliters, 20 ounces or 18 ounces approximately. And so I just reuse the containers, and it saves me a lot of measuring, saves me a lot of hassle. And that is one day of me working at my day job. Of course, there's a whole lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes that I didn't show you guys. Stuff like updating my website, answering emails, sending invoices, receiving payments, ordering parts, organizing my garage, organizing my day. All that kind of stuff doesn't make for very good video footage, so you don't get to see it. I've been doing this for about 10 years, not about 10 years, I've been doing this for 10 years now, and I quite enjoy it. It doesn't work very well in the winter, working on, snowblowers, on lawnmowers. This winter, I plan on working on snowblowers and doing a pickup and delivery thing, so actually doing the work here in my garage, and spending a couple of days a week just doing pickup and delivery so that I'm not working out in the cold, because that's pretty rough and it doesn't lead to very good results. It's hard to work on stuff when your fingers are frozen and you're probably not going to perform very well, so it's not fair to me or to the customer. I'm going to show you guys some of the progress that I've made with my renovations, I guess we'll call it. Not a whole lot of progress because I have been busy with work, which is good because that kind of work actually makes me some money. So the last time I showed you guys this, I was doing mudding, and I got completely obsessed with making the mudding, I got completely obsessed with doing a good job of mudding, but I am not a drywaller, and so it wasn't actually that stressful, but at the end of it, I started doing things that really didn't matter, like this and this. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. I just can't fucking help myself. And yeah, I would just look at something, and instead of just doing a tiny little patch job, I would get angry and tear it out. And so I finally got a coat of primer. The last time I did an update, the camera was sitting about here in the window. This is the front window to my house, or a front window. That's my truck sitting outside. And yeah, so I've got 2 coats of primer. I just put 1 coat of primer this morning in this room, and I am quite pleased with it. It's not perfect, but I think I'm going to do the painting in this room this week. I'm going to use a roller to do the paint. Dustin lent me his sprayer, and it works really well for putting on the primer, but I'm not going to use it for the paint for a couple of reasons. One is that it's a bit messy and I don't have the patience to mask, but also painting is kind of a bit of, how do I say? It's a bit of clear my head and meditate thing. Anyway, this wall I am going to be tearing out and redoing because it's horrible. That wall was done by the previous owners, and it looks like they had never done drywall work, and I wouldn't even say they had never done drywall work. It's just a horrible wall, and instead of trying to fix it, I'm just going to tear that drywall up, probably reframe it, because it's just that bad. It's really bad. Anyway, let's go take a look at what will eventually be my bedroom, because I just put the first coat of primer in here this morning, and it has revealed some imperfections. I'm going to try really hard not to tear a bunch of this stuff out. I'm going to do some little patch jobs throughout this week, and then hopefully put the second coat of primer next weekend. It's Saturday today, so I'll put the next coat of primer next weekend and finish painting it the following week. Yeah, for those of you who don't remember, that is the window where I did some of my diesel heater experiments. That's the window where I had the heater blowing into the house. And this is what the room looks like now. It actually looks really good on camera, but there are a bunch of little things like, let's see, there's one up here on the ceiling you'll definitely be able to see. Stuff that makes you wonder how the heck you missed it before you put the primer on, but yeah. Once you put the primer on, everything is very uniform and it's much easier to pick up little blemishes. So I'm gonna go over it this week, put a little bit of mud on, and then put a second coat of primer next weekend. I've already said that. So I guess that's just about all I have for you guys. There's not a whole lot of videos in the pipeline, as they say. I've got to make sure that everything I do is monetized, and not just monetized because I do make some money off of these videos. I've got to make sure that I make a bunch of money throughout the summer, because money throughout the winter is not a guaranteed thing. Of course, I'm going to have to make sure that I stay busy throughout the winter doing something. Diesel heater content at one point was actually starting to look like it could be a little bit profitable, but I'm not sure if I can afford to gamble on that this coming winter, so it's hard to say what's actually going to happen. I know that's going to scare away a bunch of viewers, but that is the truth, so it is what it is. I haven't made any jet ski videos whatsoever. My jet ski is apart and needs an engine rebuild, and I won't have time to ride it. I probably won't have time to work on it. I used to make time and basically use money from my day job to fund my YouTube channel, but I can't really afford to do that now. I can't afford to do it time-wise. I can't afford to do it monetarily. And so, yeah, a bunch of that stuff isn't gonna happen for a little while. I think that's all I have for you guys. And so, yeah, I'm not sure what videos I'll have next for you guys. Beaver hasn't been offering me any tools. The plasma cutter didn't sell very well, and I think they're not very happy about that. But anyway, it was kind of a rush video, and yeah, whatever, doesn't matter. Again, I'm not sure what I'll have for you guys next. I'm hoping to stay busy with work, and I'll see you guys when I have something for you. Bye. What was that? What was that? You're really good at drinking water. You're really good at drinking water. Hey, you're so good at that. That's quite the technique. Good job, buddy. You think our download's done yet? Still a couple to go. We're getting there though. Should we open a project now or should we wait? Should probably wait, eh? It's just gonna slow things down. Oh boy. Where's there? Who are you gonna bite? Who are you gonna bite? You haven't bitten anyone in a little while. I'm the only one here. I guess it's gonna have to be me. Well, Megan's not here. You're probably not gonna bite yourself. What do you think? You look pretty happy. How can you be that happy without biting anybody? Good boy. That was pretty good. That was just a little bite.